It's a big day for 2.81 crore voters in Telangana as they exercise their franchise for electing the first government of the new state that will formally come into existence on June 2nd. Stars like Nagarjuna, Pawan Kalyan and NTR have cast their votes. The voters, including 1.37 crore women, will decide the political fate of 1,669 candidates contesting for 119 assembly seats in the region, as also 265 candidates for the 17 Lok Sabha seats. Though there are other players like YSR Congress, Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin, Aam Aadmi Party, Lok Sabha Party, CPI and CPM in the fray, they have little at stake in the elections. The electoral battle between the main contenders is so intense that picking a favorite is no easy task. Well, in Telangana, as Telangana goes to polls, it seems star power is quite out there, with Nagarjuna, Pawan Kalyan and NTR casting their votes for the 117 odd assembly seats that are there in the region. 17 Lok Sabha seats will also simultaneously go for the polls in Telangana. Though there are other players like YSR Congress, Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin, Aam Aadmi Party, Lok Sabha Party, CPI and CPM in the fray, they have little at stake in the elections. The electoral battle between the main contenders is so intense that picking a favorite is no easy task. The voters, including 1.37 crore women, will decide the political fate of 1,669 candidates contesting for 119 assembly seats in the region, as also 265 candidates for the 17 Lok Sabha seats. It's a big day for 2.81 crore voters in Telangana as they exercise their franchise for electing the first government of the new state that will formally come into existence on June 2nd. Stars like Nagarjuna, Pawan Kalyan and NTR have cast their votes. The voters, including 1.37 crore women, will decide the political fate of 1,669 candidates who are contesting for the 119 assembly seats in the region. Well, on the phone line, I'm joined by my colleague Akshita. Akshita, big day for Telangana as it might be electing its first assembly.
Absolutely, Varghese, there's no question. And of course, the politics at present in Telangana is also a very interesting mix, to say in the least. Over the last many months, of course, campaigning has been very strong. We've seen Sonia Gandhi, Narendra Modi, Rahul Gandhi, everyone descend in this region because everyone knows the importance of Telangana as such. But once again, to take you through the key players, yes, as you mentioned, there are a number of parties, but at the end of the day, everyone is stating that it comes down to the TRS, the Congress, and to a certain extent the TDP, BJP as well. As we all know, of course, the TDP and the BJP have allied for this particular elections. But of course, among the 17 Lok Sabha constituencies, there are a couple which will play a very, very instrumental role in deciding the fate of the political parties as such. Some of the constituencies to watch out for will be Karimnagar, Secunderabad, Nizamabad, Mahbubnagar, Chevela, as well as Medak. These are some of the constituencies that could turn things around for either party. And when it comes to the assembly elections as well, in all 119 assembly constituencies, and each of these will play a crucial role. We have to keep in mind that politics has taken a very curious turn after the bifurcation, and to a great extent, the sentiments of the people has changed from what we saw in the last assembly elections as well as the Lok Sabha elections. So, which way will it go? Whose favor will it swing in? It's anybody's guess. But to take you through who is contesting from where, Varghese, first up, of course, Medak constituencies where Chandrasekhar Rao is contesting now. A lot of talk on the kind of support he will be receiving receiving. We've seen his rallies turning out to be a huge success. Almost the entire city has been painted in pink, keeping in mind the TRS wave to a great extent. Varghese. In fact, KCR has represented Mehboob Nagar. He has contested from different constituencies. This is the first time he's in fact contesting from Medak, but that definitely doesn't seem to have any sort of impact on his chances. The people have come together and have supported KCR in the past, and against him is Narendranath, and he's representing, of course, the BJP. He has been fighting from this constituency for quite some time. He has been speaking and interacting with the people, hoping, of course, that he will have some sort of a chance against a big, powerful political like KCR. But in all likelihood, going by what psephologists have said, it looks like it will swing in KCR's way. And we have to keep in mind, of course, Varghese, that he's not just contesting from the Lok Sabha constituency, but also from the assembly, keeping in mind his chief ministerial aspirations as well. From the assembly seat of Gajwal, which is also in Medak, KCR is contesting, hoping, of course, that if he does win in, only if his party does win, he can still go ahead and fulfill his dream of being the chief minister of Telangana as such. In fact, initially there was a lot of talk that he would field his daughter K. Kavita instead of himself in Medak in Lok Sabha constituency, so he could go ahead and contest in the assembly constituency, quite like what Jagan Mohan Reddy has done. But instead he has contested from both, and his daughter K. Kavita has been fielded from Nizamabad constituency, Varghese. And besides that, of course, talking about some other constituencies, Mehboob Nagar is one that will be watched out for, mainly because it has a number of issues, be it irrigation, water woes and the likes. There are several issues to be handled, and the battle there is between three Reddys. Jayapal Reddy, of course, the seasoned veteran politician. Then there's Nagam Janardana Reddy, who is representing the BJP, and then there's AP Jitendra Reddy, who's representing the TRS, who made the move to TRS from the BJP. So these are the three names to watch out for, and of course Jayapal Reddy has the experience. This is, of course, the first time that he's contesting from Mehboob Nagar, which was earlier KCR's forte, and from TRS it will be Jitendra Reddy. Nagam Janardana Reddy is someone who switched to the BJP from TDP, but of course he will still be getting the support of TDP, considering that it is an alliance there, Varghese.
Right. Thank you, Akshita, for joining us with all those details. Telangana, in fact, is having double sort of polls because 119 assembly seats are also up for grabs in the region, as well as 17 Lok Sabha seats.
Set.